Yes, lads, I'm back with a sort of different style of video. This is just going to be alongside my main videos that I have been uploading. This is going to be sort of more me talking, sort of more raw what I think of a situation. And the first one's going to be the Neymar situation. Obviously, there's a lot of controversy whether what the deal should be. It's pretty clear cut that the deal's going to be to Barcelona. But I'll just be going over sort of two or three sort of scenarios that I think would benefit both teams. So obviously, the deal rejected was supposedly 90 million plus any two of Coutinho, Dembele, Rakitic, Semedo, Malcolm, or Umtiti. It was rejected and all that, and PSG said they want 200 million, but obviously they're not going to get that and two players. But the sort of first scenario that I think would benefit PSG the most is Coutinho and Umtiti. Because in Umtiti you get a French player, which helps because he wants to live in France. You know, his family's in France. That's a big plus. And you get sort of that rock for the ageing Thiago Silva. You play alongside Marquinhos or even in a three with Thiago Silva. And I feel that would be a good thing. And Coutinho is obviously sort of not replacing Neymar because he's not on the same level, but a more of a supplier to Mbappe and and Cavani, because Neymar takes away from their game with his selfishness. Coutinho's the opposite. He'll get more assists and he'll get more involvement to Mbappe, and he could play behind them, to the left, on the right, in a plethora of positions. I think if you're putting Umtiti and Coutinho in, you're looking about 100 million for what PSG want. And I feel Barcelona can spend that. They don't need Coutinho, they don't need Umtiti. They're getting Neymar, who's a quality player. And any transfer that involves Neymar going to Barcelona, no matter the price and these five players, I think Barcelona win. But PSG obviously are going to lose either way. But it's sort of finding a way to minimise minimise the effect of losing a player like Neymar. Now, the second one that I think would sort of help them is Malcolm and Dembele. It's a bit of more of an out there one, but it frees up, whether they want to do it or not, it frees up the opportunity to sell Cavani or to look at selling Cavani, because you can play Mbappe as your main, and then you've got Dembele on the right or left, Malcolm on the right or left, and they're both very young, talented, very high potential players that need game time to improve, and they won't get that if Neymar does go to Barcelona. I feel Malcolm was originally linked with PSG, which is before he went to Barcelona, which is a big plus because PSG obviously saw something in him. But I feel if you're sending Dembele, who's not on the level of Coutinho, and Malcolm, you're looking at sort of 120, sort of 140 million region. But the one player that I don't think PSG should take is Rakitic. Because one area that I do really like PSG team is sort of that Rakitic role, because you've got, Rabiot's obviously left, but the one player that I really like at PSG, sort of an underrated player, is Verratti. I think Verratti is an extremely underrated player. He's obviously small and people slag him off, but he's only 26. He's Italian, got a bit of flair about him, does a bit defensively, obviously not as much as he could have if he was taller or stronger, but still a very vital player for PSG. And I feel Rakitic just does the same thing. He's just a bit taller and a bit less physical in a way. Like, he's a bit more physical, in a way. And he sort of doesn't suit PSG as well as Verratti does. So I feel it would just be adding sort of depth, which they don't need depth in if they want to challenge for a Champions League, which is obviously the ultimate goal for PSG. But personally for me, Barcelona win either way. Any club that gets Neymar, no matter what they give, if it's under 200 million, any players, they win. Unless it's Messi, Ronaldo, for me, they win. They win this sort of argument of who got the better deal. But I think for Barcelona, it's sort of, I think even if they get rid of the players and give them 150 million, they're still making money. Because the things that Neymar brings into your club are going to easily, without a shadow of a doubt, sort of cover his transfer fee. But I do feel the ball is very heavily in PSG's court, because I feel PSG can use Neymar, but they don't need Neymar, and Neymar doesn't want to be there. Barcelona need Neymar. Barcelona want Neymar. So the sort of correlation between, there's a lot of wanting and it's sort of desperation from Barcelona's side. From a standpoint, I think if you're giving a club a list of players saying take these and we'll take your player, it does come off very desperate and sort of like, we need Neymar. Neymar's a pivotal part of our plan. Whether that's MSN, whether that's MSNG with Griezmann. But that it does come off as very desperate, which is why I do think it will benefit PSG to sort of bide their time a little bit, go deeper into this window, see if Barcelona sort of let up a bit and sort of go, well, you know what, we'll offer you this, this, and that, because we do really think he's part of like our plans. But that's going to be it. Obviously, it's a new style of video. It'll be less editing because it's just easier, and I can get more of these out and sort of give you more content and sort of more my opinion, which is sort of what I want to do. Obviously, I want to give you the content that I'm giving you currently, and then this sort of stuff I want to give you just more in general, so it's more for you to go off. Obviously, I appreciate all the support on the previous videos. I've just uploaded 2 videos in 2 days. I don't know when this one will go out, but I hope you all have a good day. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.